every Monday through Friday in the afternoon. Let's just say that. I can't tell you a time because I never know the time I'm going to do them, but I am consistent about doing them though. So I do them daily, Monday through Friday. And I always have a topic, right? So today is no exception. I do have a topic today, but before I get to that point, just so you know that the brand I'm representing today, or the brand that's being represented, is the Residence Inn in Avalon, Arizona, which is right outside of Phoenix. And just in case you didn't know where Avalon was, because a lot of people don't know, but if you're on the 10 freeway going towards Phoenix, if you're driving, Avalon, I think it's off of Avalon Boulevard, if I'm not mistaken. But Avalon is a small town before you get to Phoenix. Maybe 10 minutes. I have groups that stay there, stay in this area all the time, like basketball groups. It's not too far from the is it called State Farm Stadium where the Arizona Cardinals play. So just in case you need to be there, there's a lot of businesses in that area. A lot of people don't even know how many businesses are in that area. Just the wealth of the businesses that are in that area that would utilize this hotel. But it's like 102 rooms. They have one meeting room. All their rates include breakfast, things like that. And this is one of the rooms, one of the guest rooms here, right? And Victoria Camagon is the director of sales and marketing there, and she's a dear friend of mine. So there you go. All right. So if you need that Russell of Hotels rate, just call Victoria and she'll let you know. Okay. So there you go. Let's see. Let's see. Where am I? Where am I? Oh, let me open up the chat, right? So I'm sorry. Let me open up the chat. If you guys have comments and questions, please feel free to, make yourself be known and heard. And I'll make sure I put your comments on the screen. I was doing a live earlier with someone from France, right? And this was a live on Instagram. And we're talking about, she was with the tour company that you guys know I went to Africa back in June, right? And I hadn't spoken to this particular person. She was a intern with this travel company or tour company, right? They were showing us around Accra, Ghana, and throughout Ghana. And so I was able to do. She was actually from Paris, France, and I actually was able to connect with her and just see how things went for her during the summer because she's an intern, so she's back in France now, and she's trying to get things together as to see what she wants to do. And I told her, I said, hey, try a lot of different things, right? Us within the hospitality space, because that tour and travel, or the travel company that she worked for, that's part of hospitality as well. It's not all about hotels. It's not all about restaurants. The tour companies as well. So I said, well, try what you know. I mean, you spent 5 months there being an intern, and she just graduated from college in Paris, right? I said, well, try that because you never know what you're going to like. So try a lot of things and see what sticks, right? So that's my advice to people that are coming out of school, that are venturing into this hospitality industry, this place or this industry that we all love, right? We love it. We love hospitality, so try different things because you never know what's going to stick. Okay, so I just wanted to say that, right, just for someone that may be listening that may need to hear that. I don't know. But once again, make sure you feel free to make your comments. And like I said, I do have an agenda. I always have a topic, right? Always. And what is the topic today? Boom. Defining your hotel's brand persona. What the heck is a persona? We're just going off the deep end here, Russell. I know someone's out there saying that, right? So I'm getting into marketing. I'm getting into nuts and bolts of the marketing as far as, marketing your hotel and things like that. So, I pull these topics e- either out of here or other places. I won't even say where else I would pull them. But defining your hotel's brand persona. First of all, what is a persona? Let's talk about that first, right? Did I tell you we're live on LinkedIn and live on YouTube? Okay, just in case I didn't say that, we're live both at the same time on LinkedIn and YouTube. So you can make your comments from wherever platform you're on. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please make sure you do. It's called Russell of Hotels. If you don't follow me on LinkedIn, make sure you do follow me on LinkedIn as well. That's Russell L. Edmonds. Okay, a brand persona. Brand persona, also known as a brand personality. So brands have personalities? I didn't know that. Is a set of human characteristics, traits, and qualities that a brand or company projects to create a distinct and relatable identity. Who knew that, right? Did you guys know that? This persona is typically designed to resonate with a specific target audience and influence how customers perceive and connect with the brand, how they connect with the brand. In essence, it humanizes the brand, making it more relatable and memorable. Because you want to make sure that your brands are memorable, they're relatable, whatever that brand is. I mean, you see brands all the time, right? And you like, you instantly see it and you instantly relate to it. If that's Coke, if that's Apple, if that's the iPhone or whatever, you relate to that, right? So you see it all the time, like, oh, it's the iPhone. I have one of those. So you want something that is personalized, it's humanized. I mean, we humanize a lot of our favorite brands, Nike. Just think about some of the brands, Marriott, Hilton. Just think about some of the brands that we utilize in our everyday life, right? So no exception within, the hospitality industry. We have brands that we like as well, right? If that's Marriott hotels, if that's Hilton, if that's Hyatt, whatever it is, if that's Residence Inn, you know what I mean? If that's the one in, Avondale, Arizona, whatever. I mean, it's all about humanizing that brand so they become so familiar with it that when they see it, when they're ready to book, they go right to that, to that particular brand. That's a Marriott. They go Marriott.com. I'm booking there because Marriott has reached me. It's that persona that they stand for. It reaches me, right? It resonates with me, and that's what you want, right? And a lot of times that's what happens, right? So there you go. So we're talking a little bit about, and I got like 6 points. Not gonna take that long. Like 6 points. Defining your hotel's brand persona. So if you're in marketing, you're in sales and marketing, these are things that you may want to think about, right? It may not be your responsibility, but the thing of it is, know what a brand persona is and what are you trying to do? What message are you trying to get out to people? Okay, so it's important that we know those things. It may not be your responsibility, but it's good that we know how we reach people. Number one is audience research. Start understanding your target audience. Analyze the demographics, preferences, needs, and interests of the guests you want to attract. I mean, what demographic are you looking for? Are you looking for, I'm looking for ages, 25 to 45, whatever it is. What do they like? What are you trying to get them to know about your hotel, right? So you have to reach certain, you don't just willy nilly. A lot of hotels just do that. They just shoot from the hip, like whoever comes in, comes in. But you need to focus on who exactly are you trying to get in, because the bigger the group, the more money you're going to get from that particular group. If you're going after a certain group, more than likely you're going after a group that's paying more money. Just like, say, the business travel, right? Okay, so that's a certain specific demographic of people that we're trying to get. We're trying to get that business people. Why do we want them? Because they pay more money. That's what it comes down to, right? It comes down to simple economics. How much are they willing to pay for that particular guest room? Okay. We don't want to deal with the leisure people. Leisure people are cheap, right? They're inexpensive. They're only going to come here because they're getting a deal. The business people, because it's not on their dime, we perceive it as that's that's where the money is. Okay. So that's why we're looking like, we're still looking for that to bounce back after COVID, right? We're still, the business travel has not come back yet. Well, let's try to get it. Let's go after that business traveler. Let's hire these IBT people, individual business travelers, sales managers, because we want to get it. It's about to come back. You hear a lot of conversations about that, right? So you know what I'm talking about, right? So number one is audience research. Number two, boom, unique selling proposition, okay, or USP. Did you know there's an acronym for that? Unique selling proposition, or USP. Identify your hotel's unique selling points. What's unique about your hotel? What sets your property apart from competitors? Always compare to your competitors. What's going on at that, the Hyatt Place across the street? That's across the street from the Residence Inn, right? What's going on there? We need to know, right? Because we need to sell against them. What sets your property aside from your competition? Whether it's your location, amenities, service, or specific theme, your USP should influence your persona. Okay, so whatever your competition is, that should influence what your persona is going to be. And what are they doing? Maybe we should do something totally opposite of what they're doing, or maybe we should join in. Like, okay, well, they're long-term stay, we're long-term stay, but maybe we want a certain demographic, okay, or a certain, we want that business traveler, or we're going after, that weekend businesses where we're lagging, so we're going after that sports business, right? Because it's right down the street from, what is it called? State Farm Arena, State Farm Stadium, or whatever it's called there in Phoenix, Arizona, right? So know what you're trying to get, know what your competition's doing. Never sleep on your competition because they may be doing some things that you're not doing. Okay, you want to do the total opposite. Number three, brand value. Determine the core values and principles that your hotel embodies. For example, if sustainability and eco-friendliness are important to your brand, your persona may reflect an eco-conscious and responsible image. So if you're all about sustainability, which a lot of hotels are, be true to that, right? So be true to sustainability. How are you doing that? What are you doing to be sustainable? A lot of people, it's lip service for a lot of people. Like, okay, everybody's sustainable. Okay, everybody's LEED certified. Well, what does that actually mean? I'm waiting for a hotel to specifically tell me what they're doing. Okay. Because everybody can say that, oh, we're this, we're that. Okay, I got you. All right, everybody is, because I hear that all the time, right? And I'm not taking away from, because that's serious. If you are eco-friendly or, sustainable, I appreciate it. But what exactly are you doing? Because that's what would resonate with me, letting me know that, okay, we recycle these. This is where we recycle it. And I can go around back and see, what I mean? Oh my God, okay, yeah, they are recycling, or they are doing this, or they do have, the water valves on that, the on the toilets or whatever. So they're only using a certain amount of water. I need to know those things. They do have. This is one hotel. It's called the One Hotel, right? It's in LA. And I may have told this. I know I've told this before. You may have heard it. Maybe you didn't hear it. But they were talking about this another hotel talking about sustainability. I'm like, okay, great. Well, one thing that I saw, they pointed out. I was doing a tour, right, a site tour, and in their shower they had little what do you call them, hourglass, the hourglass you turn upside down. It's like in a set of like 5 minutes. So in 5 minutes the sand rolls out. It takes 5 minutes to run out, and that's for the shower. So when you get in the shower, they were promoting 5-minute showers because they wanted people to conserve water. Okay, but it's one thing to say, hey, we conserve water, and put your towel on the, keep it on the towel rack and put it on the floor. We're gonna wash it, kind of thing. It's one thing to do that. There's something else to actually see, this little instrument in there, a clock for the most part, that's timing your shower. So it's making people more likely to adhere to that because it's right next to the water, right? It's next to the where the water is coming out. So you get in there, turn the water on, set it for 5 minutes, and then when the sand runs out, well, 5 minutes is up. Turn the darn water off. Okay. Well, I've never seen that at any other hotel. Never. Anyone that's talking about sustainability and all, that's the only hotel I've ever seen it where they're trying to conserve water. And that is the One Hotel in West Hollywood. Okay, right there on the corner with it Sunset and La Cienega. Okay, can't miss it. All right, that's the only hotel. So that's one of my favorite hotels when it comes to sustainability. I always remember that because I saw it firsthand. Right, they didn't just say, "Oh, we're all about sustainability." Okay, well, what are you doing? Okay, what are you doing to sustain your hotel, to be sustainable? What are you doing? People want to know, where's the story behind it? Well, they gave me a story. I saw it. So there you go. So that's brand value. Did I read that? Brand values? Let me read it again. Determine the core values and principles that your hotel embodies. For example, if sustainability and eco-friendly are important to your brand, your persona may reflect the eco-conscious and responsible image. Okay, that definitely creates that image, that eco-conscious and responsible image. I love that, right? So you guys, you'll be using it too. Okay, so I want to see another hotel that's doing that. Number four, storytelling. I just said tell a story, right? Develop a compelling brand story that encapsulate your hotel's history, mission, and values. Storytelling can create an emotional connection with potential guests. Yeah, tell the story. Why did we put those little, hourglasses in there? Tell the story about the hotel. How was the hotel built? How old is the hotel? Um, what's the story? Who used to stay there? Whatever it is, whatever those stories are, you need to tell them. We have employees here that have been here for 25, 30 years. Okay, here he is right here. Here's one of them. You know, whatever we need to do, we need to make sure we tell the story about our hotel, right? Why are we here? What do we stand for? The brand stands for this. This is why it was named this. The owner wanted this particular piece of land because his family house was on there back in the early 1800s. Whatever it is, okay, whatever the story is, tell the story because people want to know. It's all about your brand persona. It's personalizing it, right? Humanizing it, right? So just like hopefully people resonate with me. Well, not everyone does, but if you do, it's from a human approach, right? We don't think about hotels as being humanized or humanizing hotels, but they are, right? Because there's certain things that we believe in that are dear to us, that are special to us, right? So we want to make sure we bring that out so guests can see that and like, oh, I'm staying there because of this, okay? So and that's what you want, right? So that's number 4. Number 5, consistency. You got to be consistent. Whatever you do, you need to be consistent with it. And ensure that your persona is consistently reflected in all aspects of your hotel, from guest interactions to marketing materials, website content, and social media posts. So make sure you're being consistent, whatever that is. If your website, if you're adding things, make sure you're consistently updating it. Okay. If there's things that are going on and within the hotel, you have to be consistent about adding it because you want people to know what's going on, right? You don't just want them to guess like, well, I think this. No, 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 no. Let people know exactly what is going on within the hotel. If you're posting things, be consistent. You can't just stop and start because people lose interest in your hotel. Because people they grow to expect certain things. Okay, they expect that you're going to post this or post something. They expect that you're going to talk about the community service that your hotel does on a weekly basis. I remember working for Broughton Hotels out of Orange County. I think their office is in Anaheim. Okay, we did these PB and J Fridays. Okay, so every Friday, well, no, what was it? The first Friday of every month. I had to remember. It's the first Friday of every month. We would make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and we would give them to like a homeless shelter or a church or somewhere that needed that had a need for food and things like that, right? To help out people. That was the vision of Larry Broughton, who was the CEO and owner of the company, right? So all of his hotels did it every single first Friday of every month. So that was consistency, right? We did that all the time. All the managers or whoever was available, we did as many sandwiches as we can do in, I don't know, hour and a half or whatever. That was 500 sandwiches. That was 500 sandwiches, right? But we did it like it was like a conveyor belt, like everybody, okay, I'm going to do the peanut butter. Then you do the jelly. Then I'm going to take the sandwich and put it in the, in the bag. And then you got to, let's see what it was the peanut butter jelly, sandwich, a bottle of water, and I think maybe a banana. It was some type of fruit that was in there as well. So it was so simple, but it was something that made an impact, and people remember that, and that's what you want. But you have to be consistent with it. You can't just do it one time and then that's it. Well, then that's not a program, right? You're not doing anything, right? But if you're being consistent at it, people start to remember that and see that. I remember that to this day, and that was years ago. That was about 10 years ago, right? And when I started my business, and this is a shout out to Larry Broughton, right? Um, when I started my business, I started doing it of course, it was on a much smaller level because it was only me. But I would make like say 10 PB&J sandwiches, bottle of water, and a fruit, and I would take it downtown to Skid Row, and I would just you didn't have to, it wasn't like I had to search people out. There was so many homeless down there that needed that. And I remember this one particular homeless person said, "Hey, you come back here every day to do this?" And I said, "Well, no, maybe just once a month. I wish I had more sandwiches." He said, "Hey, just, that would be nice if you did that." I mean, that's what he said to me. I'm like, I kept doing it for a while, but I haven't done it in a while, right? I haven't done it probably in a couple of years now. But that was something that Larry Brodden put in my head, right? That was something that was consistent with the brand, right? And then I thought that was the dopest thing in the world. I'm like, wow, we're gonna do PB and J Friday, every first Friday as a team, company wide. The corporate office did it, and each hotel did it as well. So say he had 10, 12 hotels, everyone was doing it, and every general manager selected, a homeless shelter or a church or whatever that they're going to donate to every month, right? And that's what we did, right? So consistency, that's what it takes. So I'm sorry, I know I took a little more time on that, but that humanizes the whole thing, right? That makes sense. And number 6, adaptability. Be adaptable. Your persona should be flexible enough to evolve with changing guest preferences and market trends while maintaining core brand value. So you got to be adaptable. Whatever's going on, what's going on in the market, what's going on with the competition, you need to be adaptable. You just can't, have blinders on. You got to see what's going on. If trends are changing, then you got to roll with the punches, right? You just can't continue, with blinders on. The industry changes all the time. Okay, it's changing now, right? So we were, relying on business travel. Well, now business travel is not traveling as much. So what do? Do we just say close the door? No, we have to adapt, right? We have to adapt to, okay, well, business travel is not coming now. Let's go after leisure, because leisure is now traveling a lot, right? And it's not just on the weekends. So let's kind of do a mind shift. Business travel, there's still some there. We're still gonna get some of that when it comes available, but we're not putting all our focus on that anymore. Maybe we're going after airlines that we didn't do before in the past. I mean, there's a lot of different things that we can do, but sometimes hotels choose not to do it because they're not adapting. Okay, they're not adapting to the trends or what's going on in the area or what's going on in the world, right? You have to pay attention to what's going on. You have to adapt. If you don't adapt, you get left behind. I know several hotels that have been left behind because they refuse to do certain things that they should be doing. Airlines is one of them. Okay, airlines are calling them and they're turning them down. I'm like, yeah, but you're running, year to date in the 60%. Does that make sense? That makes sense to me. But there's some hotels that I don't know if it's their pride or if they obviously they haven't done this exercise. Obviously they haven't listened to On Air with Russell of Hotels Daily Check-In. So, but anyway, hey, it is what it is. But I'm here to help. I am a resource. I'm one of those people that has a lot of ideas. One of these people that done a lot of things, right? So, 14 different hotels over 25 years. I've done some things, right? So, if you have any questions at all, feel free to reach out and touch. Yeah, just reach out, DM me, instant message me, call me, go to my website, russellofhotels.com. My phone number is there, my email is there. Follow me on LinkedIn as well as YouTube and everything else. And I'm accessible, right? That's one thing. No one can ever say that, oh, that Russell, I try to get a hold of him. You're lying if you did, because I'm the most accessible person. So anyway, that is it. I do these daily check-ins every day, Monday through Friday in the afternoon. Okay, so I'll do it again tomorrow on Thursday. And today is hump day. Happy hump day. I forgot to say that, right? So every hump day, I just love saying it because, I like saying hump day. But anyway, so that is it. I think that's it. Let's see. Did I have something else at the end? No, that's it. So once again, this is the Residence Inn, Avondale, Arizona. I was doing a road trip, right? And I actually stopped at this hotel and checked it out, right? So they got a little quick tour from Miss Camagon, and she showed me around. And well, I'm supposed to get a Russell of Hotels rate. What's going on with that? But anyway, well, I'll have to follow up with her on that. But I have clients that go this area all the time, at least several times a year, right? So it'd be great if I had a rate at this hotel, right? But anyway, hey, I'm live from LA. This is Russell of Hotels, daily check-in. I'll do it again tomorrow. And remember, I also do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. That is an hour show, right? That comes on every Tuesday at 1 o'clock. I have guests that come on. I have guests that come on here as well. But look out for that as well. So that's on YouTube and LinkedIn as well. So until tomorrow, I will see you guys then. And as always,